Files open. One is a 0905 employee table, and the other one, which we can get to via the View tab, drop arrow for switch arrows, regional sales. We'll write a formula in the employee file which gathers information from the East, Midwest, South and Pacific sheets in the regional sales file. We can use Control Tab to switch between the files. So press that, and I want to set up a linkage formula in cell J8, tabulating couches total. So we'll begin with equal and then press Control Tab to return to the other workbook. Click the total cell for couches on the East sheet, then do the same for Midwest, South and Pacific, then enter. So we have the linkage formula. This shows us the cell location, the sheet names and the formula. Whenever there's a linkage formula, a formula which gathers data from another workbook on the Data tab, this is reinforced by the fact that the Edit Links option is selectable. When you choose Edit Links, there are references to other files, and there could be more than one, and formulas elsewhere based on this workbook and other workbooks. The Edit Links dialog book also has startup prompts. Click this button. When you and others open this workbook in the future, you can say, "Don't display an alert but update the data." Most people would prefer this choice rather than the one above, which doesn't display an alert. In both cases, you wouldn't even know there are links necessary. One updates and the one doesn't. The first one is a preferred choice. The prompt is shown automatically and the user decides whether to update or not. So when you open a file in the future, you'll see a prompt. One thing here is that we don't necessarily know where the linkage occurs. Now, if you didn't write the formula and you saw this, then you would know where the formulas are which are linked to the other workbook. We could go to the Data tab and see Edit Links, but this doesn't tell us where the formulas are. So we'll select all sheets and start from one of them. So right-click Select All Sheets, then click in the upper left-hand corner. So you've selected every cell in the workbook. Go to the Home tab and the extreme right button, Find and select. So we'll be looking for what all linkage formulas have in common. They have a reference to other files within left and right brackets. So we need to search for a left or right bracket. So find R, list all, and in this case there is only one, so it takes us directly to it. Sometimes there'll be a larger list, so it is possible to track them down. Now let's see what happens when we open this file. We refer to the prompt that we're about to see. We'll close this file. Also, the source file doesn't need to be open, so we'll close this file too and save the changes. So later on, we'll open the employee file. In File menu, it's in a list of recently used files. When we open the employee file, we get the prompt. This workbook contains links to one or more external sources that could be unsafe, and we can update if we want to or not. In the meantime, since we closed this, no other changes have been made. But changes could have been made if we choose Update. Sometimes if the cells are visible, we'll see a change on the screen. This doesn't happen in this case. So if you have formulas in workbooks which are getting data from other workbooks, you can verify them by going to the Data tab, choosing Edit Links to see if there are any links, and then track down the links as before by searching for left and right brackets. One problem you find with linking workbooks is that there will be times when the source workbook has been moved. This may be because either you or someone else forgot there was linkage. Sometimes you will need to change the source. You can control the linkage with the Edit Links dialog box. In the file which is not open at the moment, there is no indication that there is a linkage formula pulling data from it. So the Edit Links feature is only identifying the formulas that provide the linkage. So if we open the regional sales files, Edit Links is not selectable. There are no formulas in this workbook that gather data elsewhere. If the two files are open together, then I can make a change to a piece of data. So for example, change the couches total to 1500. The amount has increased around 300 to 350 or so. We made a change here, and if we go back to the other workbook with Control Tab, the number was 11,000, and now it's over 12,000. This happened because both files are open. If the other file was closed, it will be updated based on those prompts.